What's up, guys? Welcome to your update. We are going to be talking about Dow Jones, gold, silver, Bitcoin, and the DXY that has broken out, and I'm going to give you my opinion on what's going on with that. We're also going to talk a little bit about MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor, some things that other people aren't talking about. It's always good to look at both sides of the story, and Google is your friend. So let's get into it. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, this is not trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Don't forget, we do a free Ledger Nano S hard wallet giveaway every Sunday. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, leave your comment down below. That will get you entered to win, and don't forget to tick the notification bell. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Some of you may know this is MicroStrategy's chart. This is back in 2000. There was, like I said, Google's your friend. Take a look at everything when you're looking at charts, looking at, just know that everybody's not to be trusted. I'm not saying you can't believe in this, whatever, whatnot, but just look at the MicroStrategy's chart. Something weird happened right here. All you have to do is Google and go over here. There's a New York Times article from back in 2000 where he got in a lot of trouble with the SEC. And I just picked out some parts. You can look it up and read it yourself. But it says for MicroStrategy, and remember, this is 2000. This is back where I showed you the pump on there. MicroStrategy, the charges bring to an end a year which the company's reversal of fortune could not have been greater. In January, the company announced that 1999 revenue hit $205 million, up 93% from the previous year. And that profits rose to 29 cents a share from 16 cents. A few days later, it was the host of a Super Bowl party PR stunt with 5,500 guests at FedEx Field, the home of Washington Redskins. The Super Bowl pre-game show was included 4 MicroStrategy commercials, PR stunt, with a 5th broadcast during the game. On March 6th, the company notified the Securities and Exchange Commission's plans to sell the new issue of stock, including up to 1.9 million shares owned by Michael Saylor. 4 days later, the stock price hit a peak of $333, more than 80 times the price when the company went public in 1998. A few days later, Michael Saylor announced plans to donate $100 million to start an internet university that would provide free education in the earth forever, which never happened. Also, this one's on CoinGeek. They did an article on it. Check it out. It talks about the same thing. The period in which Saylor was falsely reporting MicroStrategy's profit was accompanied by a similar PR blitz, which is the one I just talked about, the Super Bowl commercials. With the stock seeing an 80-fold increase in value over this time was lauded as a success story. Saylor promised to contribute $100 million, I just read that, to the Internet University. These plans never materialized, and Saylor was settling with the SEC within a year. The company survived the controversy, though it has been a subject of criticism ever since. Some people never change. Just think about that. The chief investment officer of hedge fund firm Apex Capital called for MicroStrategy to be overhauled, which would include the ousting of Saylor. They complained that the company's senior staff was not fully engaged in the day-to-day operations of the business, or agonizing over inferior shareholder returns, and, for example, hadn't held a shareholder conference call for almost 10 years. In a similar vein, Saylor has come under criticism for racking up massive personal expenses, so he likes to spend money, well in excess of what would be expected for even larger companies. So just be careful. Not saying to make your decision off this, but definitely include this stuff when you're thinking about these things. But anyways, Dow Jones, we have this still here. We can move this over because we are in a new day. Around 31,000. If Dow can get above that and get support, then yes, Dow can continue up. But I would expect major rejection here. Be careful. Watch what happens. That could be the top of this before continuing down to maybe all the way down to the 200 EMA around 28,500. Not in a day, guys. It doesn't move that fast. So unless they get a major crash. Gold still looking for the 1736. If that breaks 1647, the only thing that invalidates that is a break of this trend line around 1930. Silver, obviously everybody got all hyped on the silver pump and then it dumped on them. But if we do look, I have this target of 31.45 as a possible high. If it breaks above that and gets support, then it's probably going to go much higher. As of right now, we're getting support on the EMAs here. May get that one more push up, but other than that, I think it's just like every other market right now. It's just pure manipulation, and I think the big boys are going after your cash because the DXY is mooning. But let's take a look at Bitcoin. This is on the hourly. Looking at this falling channel. Now this could be moved up a little bit. I talked about it yesterday. If you look at these two touches, this doesn't quite touch. So if we moved it up a little bit, we could be getting up into, I'm going to move this down. But remember, it can always fake out. Usually if we break a trend line like this, wait for confirmation to come down and retest if you're going to go long. Same thing if we break down here, wait for a confirmation retest before you go short. Obviously, there's a lot more trades within this, but that's just what I'm looking at now. Now, a break, you can see the trend line I have here. A break of this, depending on how quick, this is the hourly chart, it would get down here. But if we broke 34.2 within the next couple hours, we would most likely be coming down to this range. But keep an eye on this trend line. If it was to wait till tomorrow, it's going to be around 34.6. So if you just put that trend line in, keep an eye on it. It's also lined up with the 200 EMA on the hourly right now. We'll go into other time frames, but I just wanted to show you that. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out PrimexBT. I'll leave a tutorial up top on how to use their margin. You can have multiple trades in so you can hedge your own trades. It doesn't clump them together like the scammy exchanges, and they don't trade against you. You can trade Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum, XRP, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, natural gas, everything on one exchange. If you use my promo code SAVY50, that'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit. So if you put in a Bitcoin, you get a half a Bitcoin bonus to use towards your margin. You can't pull it out, obviously, but you can use it towards your margin. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. All right, so looking at the monthly, we've been talking about this. You can see the green, yellow arrows, whatever they are. Most of you know I'm colorblind, but look at this monthly. We almost printed the exact same candle on this top as we have the last two tops. As you can see, I have the blue arrow pointing. We could come way up back towards the tip of this here. A break of this, then obviously it may be way bullish. So that's the bullish case if we're able to break that 42. I know it's a long ways away, but that would be verification for me that we're going to continue higher. Otherwise, I'm looking for possibly as high as between 38,000 and 40,000. Again, that wick could come up all the way to almost the 42,000. But if you look at the candle that followed in each one of these pumps on the monthly, so we're in the beginning of the month, so there's tons of time. A lot of stuff can happen within these candles. But like I said, I believe we're most likely going to see a red candle this month. Like I said, it could wick all the way up here, but I do believe we're about to see the same thing that we've seen every other time. We've been in these ranges on the monthly. It's obviously, if we look here, you have major bearish divergence on the monthly, lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price action. This is the 4-hour chart. This is the important part here that we've been watching on the 4-hour RSI. Every time we've gotten back in this triangle and fell right back out of it was a bull trap. This was the Elon Musk bull trap right here. And we may be making another one here. If we can get back up inside this, we may just get rejected here and continue down. As you can see, this rising wedge I've had here, move this over a little bit. It sits at about 37.2, so we may get a rejection there. If not, we could come up and up to that, like I said, 41,000, but I don't believe we're going to break the high again, guys. So be extremely careful. I know everybody's super bullish. I've talked about it before. This feels a lot like 2018. After the top was already hit, everybody stayed bullish at least halfway through 2018. And we're going to take a look at the DXY. This is going to tell us a lot too. We've been watching this fractal. We have finally broken out. We've been waiting for this for over a month. I believe I've had this chart, maybe even longer. It's been quite a while. It seems like forever. But if you look, even the EMAs here all line up the same. The fractal's perfect, even in the RSI. And this is the 3-day chart. We had our breakout here just like we had back here. We're going to take a look at when this broke out also. But as you can see in the MACD custom, it's almost identical to, guys. This is just a perfect chart if you ask me. You can see when we broke out over here, it was around April 21st, in that range somewhere of 2018. If we go over to the Bitcoin chart, I've overlaid the dollar in green over the Bitcoin chart here. You can see every time the dollar has hit its bottom, and this trend line has been very significant, and we've obviously hit it. But if we look at that April date, it was right in here after it broke out, and you can see where Bitcoin was at, and then it was nothing but down for almost a whole year after that. And if we did get a small pump, if I zoom in here, we can see it. We did get a small pump after that, so that could be that, you know, $38,000 to $41,000 range, but not breaking the high, and then continuing down from there. So be careful, guys. I just don't believe all the hype here. This is not natural. That's not good. That is a hyped speculative bubble, in my opinion. And if we put Bitcoin up here, every time the dollar top, Bitcoin bottom. Every time the dollar top, Bitcoin bottom. So next time the dollar tops here, possibly Bitcoin could be the bottom. Where could that be? Let's take a look at this chart. These seem like fractals here too. This is very possible, guys, and I'm going to show you why. First, I want to talk about the daily RSI here. When we seen our top back in 2017, as you can see, we had our two waves here within the rising channel. I put a dotted line across that top of that second one, and as you can see, we capitulate when we drop past that. Also, when this signified the top right here, we did come back up and got back above the trend line just a little bit, and before crashing down, and that was the final pump here before the bear market began. I do believe we could possibly see something similar, and we'll take a look at it. But another thing, if you look at this as a triangle, put a measured move on that and go to where it broke down. That got us almost perfectly to our low over here at 3,100. Now let's go into 2019. Same thing. We had our two waves go from the top of the wave here. As you can see, once we crossed that, it was in the middle of a capitulation, but it continued. And if we take a measured move of the triangle at the top of the hyped speculative bubble, that got us almost perfect. It got us to about 4,340. We dropped all the way down to 3,800. And as you can see, the bear market was confirmed once the RSI broke here on the daily, came back up, got just above it, one last pump before continuing the bear market. Now let's look at where we're at now. The similarities are eerie. All right, so same thing, two waves, put the dotted line from the top. As you can see, if we break that, that is right around the 12.5. And if you remember, that was long resistance. That was resistance for extremely long time. So we broke it over here and never came back to retest it. So if we do get a retest, we could come down. And I'm not saying it's guaranteed, guys, but you need to pay attention to this stuff. If if you get mad looking at the bearish scenario and thinking there's no way it's possible, you probably shouldn't be playing in the markets at all. But anyways, as you can see, we broke through, confirming a bear market to me, coming back up. We're above this trend line now in the daily. We can close up here and tomorrow come back down. So be extremely careful, guys. I know there's a lot of hype around this Michael Saylor stuff, but you see what happened in XRP the other day. Everybody was hyping it, saying, you know, there's going to be a pump on Monday, blah, blah, blah. That makes no sense. Why would anybody tell you there's going to be a pump in the future? Why wouldn't you buy when they tell you that and then sell? And that's exactly what happened. You know, people that actually waited, that's insane. This could end up being the same type of deal, guys. Nobody knows who these people are going to watch his stuff. And if they know his past, how trustworthy is he, and how many people want to be involved with anything that could get this SEC involved and be involved with somebody that's already been in trouble for fraud? So be careful. But all the charts are lining up, making sense. Also, there is one bullish case scenario, in my opinion, for the end of the year, as people talk about the 4-year cycle, and it shouldn't end. It should go up until December of this year at least. Well, if that's the case, I'm waiting for, if we look at this as wave 1 in 2017, wave 2 as our bear market here, wave 3 towards the end of the year, and there would be 5 subwaves within that. I've been talking about June to look for the bottom of this 4th wave, if that's the case, if it's bullish, and then we could get one more run up to the end of the year. As you can see, it should take around the same amount of time as 2 took over here. And 2 took from June of 2019 all the way till March of 2020, almost a year. I'm giving this about, we topped out in January if this was the top, and June would give us 6 months. So I'm looking for, if that's to happen, we get one more push up for the end of the year. That would be the bullish case. But I've showed you it's very possible that we could be in a multi-year bear market, or at least a year. So let's take a look at the funding rate. And as you can see, our funding rate is extremely high right now. That means there's a lot more longs than there is shorts in the market. And we know what usually happens when that happens. Then we get something like this over here, just a constant bleed and possibly a capitulation. So be extremely careful here, guys. We're in a dangerous spot for Bitcoin. Another thing I wanted to show you, this is the MACD 3-day custom. Every time the 3-day has crossed and gave us a sell signal, it came back up, tried to make a little lip back up, but didn't succeed, and bear market. Same thing here, bear market. Same thing here, guys. Be cautious, be careful. Not saying this thing can't go to the moon with Saylor's pump, but I just don't trust it. Be extremely careful. Check out my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. A lot of cool stuff on here. She can do family photos or whatever you want on glass, blankets, whatever, and it's quality stuff. It's not iron-on junk. There's also a crypto section. Check it out. It helps support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the CryptoSavvy logo above my head. Scroll down. Make sure you subscribe. Smash the like, comment, and I'll see you tomorrow.